Because of the peculiar situation surrounding this friendly match, not having the players that we would have hoped would be available, I think the technical team will assess this exercise quite differently from how they will assess the rest. And I think it's very difficult to judge the potency of the system based on the players available. So then you tend to judge individual players and how they fitted or how they played in certain roles that were given them. And I think that's what we'll get out of this, to be frank. If you look at the squad or the players who are available now for tomorrow's game, I would say if I push it, only 5 would probably be at the World Cup. Only 5, like if you push it. And I'm talking about from the midfield to offense. They are not guaranteed names that will be at the World Cup. So even somebody like Cibo is not necessarily getting playing time. Yeah. If Sulemana and Elisha is playing week in, week out, Sulemana is now trying to get minutes. If Sulemana starts getting minutes, it could be over for Kwesi Cibo. So these players are not necessarily guaranteed a place, but for somebody like Thomas-Asante, if the season ends today, I think he's one of those who's likely to go because of the sort of form that he showed. And to be frank, I watched him against Japan. It's very difficult for a forward player when you are playing a game like this where you are starved of service, but his movement was very impressive. And he's like that. Like, even in the games, the few minutes he's played for in competitive games, when he comes on, he's a nuisance. He's constantly moving around. We saw him against Nigeria in that second half at the Unity Cup. He came on constantly moving around, got a half chance, put the ball in the back of the net. And I like players like that. You need them in that tournament setting because, again, for him also, he can play in a number of different positions. We've seen him play out wide. We've seen him play at the centre forward as a second striker. You need players like that going forward. So for me, I was impressed with him. I was also very impressed with Yirenchi. We know he's a midfielder, but we don't know if he can succeed as a midfielder in the Black Star shirt. Yes, when Abu Francis went off with an injury, he came on. I think he held his own very well in midfield, very composed on the ball, calm. And he's very certain. When he's on the ball, you know, he knows exactly what he wants to do. I think we also learned a lot about Cibo and the fact that I will take him to the tournament, but I will not be starting him in games because we knew that this Black Stars team, especially in the midfield, struggles to hold the ball under pressure, especially in the absence of Thomas Partey. So if you are playing against, in fact, almost all the teams in world football today will press you. And especially when they realize it's your weakness, they are going to press it extra hard. So for me, if you have a player like Cibo, who is very jittery on the ball, clumsy on the ball, I would rather him coming on the off from the bench when we are trying to protect a lead. That's when I think he's most useful. So I think even though he got the extended time, it helped us learn a lot about. He's not a person to be starting in games where you expect teams to come at you. So we learned quite a number of things. Obviously, the performance on the whole and the result was very poor. But I don't expect much better in tomorrow's game. But I think that, as Cicho has said, whatever happens in March has to be serious business. I know from the player's point of view, it's risky because you are looking at 3 months to the World Cup. Anything can happen. But for the team's POV, it has to happen. We have to get our best players available for those 2 games in March. And they have to be high-profile, very quality-friendlies. Because we know some of the people are playing top. France is facing Brazil. They've already announced it. We know the African teams, too, are also lining up some good friends. Whoever will qualify from that playoff round will have competitive matches. So we need to get it.
The good news is that the AFCON 2027 qualifiers will start in March. So that's even worse. I don't know why I call it good news. It would be a competitive game, but it's also coming at a really strange time because
it also depends on the draw. To be frank, it depends on the draw because
what fixture you are playing around that time.
If we are playing let's say if we are playing the Chad of that group,
Niger, you know. But again, look, when you look at this international window, for all the African teams that has qualified to the World Cup, look at the quality of players. Mohamed Salah was with Egypt throughout the period. He's playing friendly games. Algeria had their full squad available playing friendly games. Senegal did same. Brazil, traveling around the globe playing some very high-profile games. Argentina with the full squad played against Angola. Yes, Angola invited them for a friendly, but they used that as preparation. Everybody who was available was there.
Japan, Korea.
Japan, who beat Ghana in World Cup where your players don't come?
Yeah. So I really understand anybody that says to miss opportunity. The only reason I say that, the fact that March will no longer just be a window for international friendlies, but a window for competitive games, is that it's tricky in the mindset of the players.
No, what that means is that in March we are likely not to have friendlies.
No, there won't be.
It's an international window, but it will be a competitive game, which you can't test too many things. Exactly. It's a result-oriented period.
Yes, but it's also competitive and you need to win to qualify. Yeah. Because that qualifying series, only the top-placed team qualifies.